Hi everybody! So I wanted to make a little video talking about in-person pop-up parties versus online parties, and sort of what the basics are and the differences between the two. So when I started selling LuLaRoe 4 months ago, I primarily did online Facebook pop-up parties, and that was just because I was also working another job 40 plus hours a week, and so I just didn't really have a lot of time to go over to someone's house and take all my inventory there and all that. So I focused on online, but different consultants do it different ways. And now that LuLaRoe is my full-time job, I do a combination of the two. So I'll just tell you a little bit of the basics of how they work. So for a pop-up party, you would typically find your hostess who lives locally, and then you would take all your inventory over to their house, or you could offer to have them host at your house if that was more convenient for both of you. But I would package up like nearly 300 pieces and stash them in my Honda Civic, which is just a miracle that that could happen. But I have a very good system and routine down, and my boyfriend is in charge of helping me tear down the racks. But I would put all that in my Civic and drive it over, and then I would set up the shopping racks at the hostess's house and put out my clothes, and yeah, do it that way. That's super fun. And then for Facebook pop-up parties, I sometimes also have a hostess when I do those. And then the hostess is in charge of inviting her friends on Facebook to join the group. And typically I would do a 2-day Facebook online party. And the way that works is I post pictures of all the clothes, and then the shoppers can comment on the photos that they want to buy. And then I invoice at the end of those 2 days at the end of the party. In both instances, usually there is a reward or gift for the hostess, and each consultant is a little bit different, but a common one you will see is that for every 10 items that sell during that party, the hostess gets something for free, and it could be anything, and they get to choose one thing from your inventory to take for free. So that is also what I do. So whether it's in person or online, uh, 10 items sell, then the hostess would get 1 item for free, and so on. So 20 items sell, they get 2 items for free. It is an awesome way to build a LuLaRoe wardrobe on a budget and essentially for free. And then while you're at those parties or during those parties is the best time to book the next party, because you have shoppers there who obviously like the clothes and are interested, so you can ask if they want to do those pop-ups. But if you are considering being a consultant and you want to know a little bit maybe about pros and cons of each, I will tell you that the in-person pop-ups take a little bit less time overall, because you go there maybe an hour to 2 hours early to set up, and then you're there for maybe a couple hours, and then you tear down. You check everyone out through LuLaRoe's billing system, Audrey, while they're there. So by the time you leave, everything is pretty much done for you, and you can call it a night. And when you do Facebook parties, you typically have more time spent beforehand, because you are taking a lot of photos of inventory and editing them and making them look beautiful. And then you can kind of sit back while everybody is shopping and buying and answer questions, and that's kind of nice. And then invoice them at the end of the party, and then you have to do shipping, which can take some time. Other consultants can give you lots of tips and tricks for how to ship and make your time efficient while you're doing that. But so it will be a bigger time commitment, but it's a little more flexible, and you can kind of do it, obviously at home and at your convenience. And if your kids need your attention, you can stop for a few minutes and then come back or whatever. So that's kind of nice. And then plus you're not having to lug your inventory anywhere. So those are kind of the pros and cons. And if you are considering becoming a consultant, I would highly suggest that you do both. A lot of consultants focus on one over the other, and that's totally fine. You figure out what works best for your business. But for me, online has just been a little bit more successful and is just nice for me to be able to do it from home. So that's kind of where I focus. But now that LuLaRoe is my full-time job, I probably average at least 1 online and 1 in-person party a week. And that has been an awesome kind of routine for me. So that's a little bit about the 2 sorts of pop-up parties you might see. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And good luck on your shopping and or becoming a consultant. Thanks!